Good morning. Today is Monday, May 18th, start of a new week, start of a short week because we have Friday and Monday off for Memorial Day. So that's pretty exciting. That also means that you need to maybe, if you really want to truly have that long weekend, you have to pace yourself to get all of your work done Monday through Thursday instead of, I know a lot of you leave it for Friday. And as long as you get it done, I'm not judging you, but just saying. So for today, you are going to continue reading Loser. We are on chapter 17. And just something that I want you to keep in mind is before we started reading Loser, we talked about author's point of view. And that's particularly important in this story because if it was written through Zinkoff's point of view, we wouldn't get the same story. We have to get it from that third person where they can describe what's happening to Zinkoff and the classmates and how they're treating him, because they tell you right in the beginning of 17 that Zinkoff doesn't notice. So even though we can see as the reader that the children have changed, they have their big kid eyes and they can be unkind and not as accepting now that they're big kids, but Zinkoff doesn't seem to notice. So read about that today in chapter 17. There's no assignment that goes with it, just a nice Monday read. You need to write in your digital journal, please. What are you looking forward to doing on the upcoming long weekend? Any fun plans? So what are you doing with your family? Do you guys usually grill out? Are you going to spend time outside playing baseball? We went for a hike this weekend, the kids and I. What are you going to do with your time? It's supposed to be really warm, but there's like rain coming in and out of the forecast. So I will continue to check that obsessively and let you know. For math, we are moving on to Zern Lesson 4, still learning about volume. And I put a reminder on your slide that when they ask you to, fill out your Zern notes, a scrap piece of paper is just fine. You don't need to draw the cubes. So what they're going to do today is we kind of learn what volume was, and we counted the centimeter cubes to figure out sort of, it said concepts of volume. So what it meant when we said 8 cubic centimeters. And you guys did a great job on those exit tickets. Well, what we're going to do this week is we're going to work on really figuring out volume without counting those cubes. We're going to use a formula. V equals L times W times H. So volume equals length times width times height. So part of this might sound a little bit familiar to you. You're thinking, I know something sort of like this. What if I covered this and I covered this? Length times width equals what? I'm going to fold this. Area. So you already know how to find length times width. All we're going to do is add multiplying the height onto that. So I also did kind of just a sample area problem just to show you that even as an adult and someone who loves math, think about it all year when we did simple solutions and we reviewed perimeter or area, I always wrote my formula. So I made sure I wasn't forgetting any numbers. Area equals length times width. Area equals, then I plug in the number, and then I get my product below. So as you're learning volume, I encourage you to do the same thing, to always be writing that formula out and plugging in the numbers. It keeps your work organized and it keeps you on track to finding that answer. So there will be an exit ticket for that. So do that today. And for science, we are starting our last unit of the year. It's called Earth's Place in the Universe. So what I have for you today is an Edpuzzle video where you will watch a video that I chose and I put my own questions into it. So you're going to have a stop and pause. A link will pop up for you to do the Edpuzzle. It might ask you to do sign in with Google. So just make sure you're signing into that, and then I'll be able to see your grade as soon as you finish. It's from Crash Course Kids. Yes, she talks very fast. You might be used to that with me, but she has a lot of good information and a lot of good visuals. She asks you at one point to get materials for an experiment, and she wants you to have a globe and a flashlight. If you have that at your house, rock on. I know at the White House here, we don't have a globe, and we probably don't have a flashlight that has batteries in it. Because my kids steal batteries for all their controllers and whatnot. So you can just watch her version of the experiment. That's okay. She's going to ask you in these Crash Course Kids, she has kind of like an important question for each of them, just like Mystery Doug always has a mystery question. So the question for our lesson today, as we start to learn about Earth's place in the universe, is where does the sun go when we can't see it? This is interesting, and it's a unit where it's very practical. You're going to learn a lot of stuff that's cool, and you'll be able to go out and observe in the summer sky. Maybe it's a good time to get a telescope, something cool. So that's everything for today. I will see you at 11 o'clock. Had to think about that in Zoom, and I hope you have a great morning.